will kick it off. Deep for St. Lawrence, Kendall Spearman. And Rob Herod will kick it off for the Chargers. Last week, both of these teams fell in the season openers. St. Lawrence at Elmwood Park. And St. Lawrence lost against Bennett. They played that game at NIU, and here's the opening kick. It's fielded at the 11, and this is Miles Scott all the way out. Or rather, that was Braylon Johnson who had their turn out to the 39, and Javante Bright brought him down. So the 38-yard line is where St. Lawrence will start with the first possession of this ball game. The Vikings in Class 6A, a perennial playoff team under head coach Harold Blackman. And a new twist for this St. Lawrence program, a special advisor this season, the all-time wins leader in the state of Illinois in high school football, Frank Lenti, comes over after resigning at Mount Carmel, and he is a special advisor now to this program. And St. Lawrence will start out in the shotgun formation with quarterback Darius Wilson, the sophomore, a dual threat for the Vikings. 4 wide receivers out there, and on the first play, a penalty flag flies. Looks like this is a false start, going to push the Vikings back. So it'll be 1st and 15 now for St. Lawrence. First and 15 from the 33-yard line.
1st and 15. Darius Wilson is the quarterback for the Vikings.
Here's Wilson in the shotgun on 1st and 15. He hands it up the middle. A nice little cutback all the way out to the 40-yard line for Thomas.
Brought down by Miki Island.
And Makai Eland makes the tackle there.
Second and about 6.
So it'll be 2nd and 6 now for St. Lawrence. No score here early. First possession of the ball game for the Vikings. Wilson in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. A handoff to Thomas to the right. Thomas has some space. He's tripped up just past the first down marker out to midfield. And so Nate Thomas picks up the first down. And the Vikings right at midfield with the nose of the football.
Kevin Tucker, Mike Cieslawski, Len Trentz, Nick Bappas, and Dennis Tucker.
So 1st and 10, St. Lawrence. 11:09 to play here in the first quarter. Just about a minute has passed on this first possession for the Vikings. Another handoff to Thomas. He's been the bell horse so far, and he's going to take this one to the 20, 15, 10, 5. He is gone. A 50-yard rushing touchdown for Nate Thomas. And Nate Thomas put St. Lawrence on the board just a minute and 5 seconds into this ball game. So a quick start for St. Lawrence, and they lead it now 6-0. As I mentioned, both of these teams off to an 0-1 start this season.
Liam McCarthy is on to attempt the extra point.
So St. Lawrence out there for the extra point. Liam McCarthy, and he nails the extra point to make it 7-0 St. Lawrence here early.
The score is Vikings 7, St. Joe's nothing.
And the score 7-0 here early as St. Lawrence has the lead at home.
Progress is made easy by ATI Physical Therapy. We are here for you. Choose ATI Physical Therapy, a proud sports medicine sponsor of St. Lawrence High School.
So the Chargers will have a chance to respond here after the quick touchdown by St. Lawrence's Nate Thomas. Very quick score for the Vikings. But Caleb Hayden and the Chargers offense will try to get the Chargers off to a good start here offensively. 10:55 to play, 7-0 St. Lawrence, and back deep for the Chargers on this kickoff are Javante Bright and Amir Burgee. Head coach Adam Pollock expecting big things out of sophomore Javante Bright this season, and he certainly showed up to play in the first game against Elmwood Park. Kicking off for St. Lawrence is Liam McCarthy. Here is his kick. It's a low liner over the head of Burgee into the end zone for a touchback. So McCarthy off to a good start as he nailed the extra point and then has a touchback. So the Chargers will start from their own 20-yard line. Starting quarterback for St. Joseph, senior Caleb Hayden. Hayden with plenty of talent, has a big arm and the ability to run the ball as well at 6'4", 210 pounds. Hayden will come out in the shotgun. Just behind him in the backfield is Trajan Timms. They send Makai Eland in motion across the formation. Hayden fakes the handoff. He's going to run with it to the right. Stiff arms a man, makes a juke at the 30. He's at the 40 now, getting near the sideline, and he is to about the 42-yard line. So a gain of 22 for Caleb Hayden on the first offensive play of the ball game. They'll actually mark him at the 43, so a 23-yard gain for Hayden. First and 10, Chargers from their own 43 looking to respond here, trailing 7-0. Just a minute and a half has passed in this one, 10:30 to play in the first quarter. Hayden with a couple of backs in the backfield, two tight ends for the Chargers. This handoff goes to Burgee, met in the backfield trying to cut his way forward, but he's not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. This will go for a loss of a yard. Couple of different players in there for St. Lawrence. Looked like Jeremiah Johnson was in on it initially. So it'll be 2nd and 11 for St. Joe's. Hayden in the shotgun. Two wide receivers to his right, one to his left. Trajan Timms within the backfield. They send Burgee in motion. Fake the handoff to him and give to Timms, and he is brought down for a loss at the 39. Looked like Sean Harrison was in there for St. Lawrence. So it'll be 3rd and long for the Chargers. 3rd and 14 to be exact. Well, we saw last week against Elmwood Park, St. Joe's was able to convert some of these 3rd and longs, whether it was with Caleb Hayden's legs or some sort of trickery, and we'll see what they can do here on 3rd down and 14. Caleb Hayden standing at the 33 in the shotgun. Ball is spotted at the 39. Trajan Timms with Hayden in the backfield. 3 wide receivers out there for the Chargers. Hayden takes a high snap, fakes the handoff, facing immediate pressure, and he is going to be brought down. Might have been able to gain about a yard as he spun his way forward, but this will force the Chargers to punt on their first offensive possession. 8:20 to play first quarter, 7-0 St. Lawrence after the 50-yard rushing touchdown by Nate Thomas just a minute and 5 seconds into this ball game. Now, Caleb Hayden is the punter for St. Joe's, but on 4th and 12 at their own 41, I don't think I'd expect any sort of fake here. Deep to return for St. Lawrence is Kendall Spearman. Spearmint, the senior. As Hayden takes the snap, it is a fake punt, and wide open is Amir Burgi at the 50. He's at the 40, the 35, 30, and he is out of bounds inside the 30-yard line, and Adam Pollock pulling it out on 4th and 14. Oh, boy. Well, that took some guts in the first quarter, and it worked out to perfection as Burgi was wide open, and it brings the Chargers to the 27-yard line. Well, talking to head coach Adam Pollock the other night, he said they're going to have to find ways, they're going to have to find weaknesses, and clearly there was something on that defense set up on the punt return for St. Lawrence. Weren't ready for the fake, and wide open was Burgi. 1st and 10 Chargers. A fake handoff from Hayden. He's running left, has some space now, and he is to about the 22-yard line.
Caleb Hayden, the ball carrier.
2nd and 5 now for the Chargers. What a call on the fake punt to Amir Burgi. Gets the Chargers deep into St. Lawrence territory. The ball is now spotted at the 22-yard line of the Vikings. 2nd down and 5. 3 wide receivers out there for the Chargers. Hayden in the shotgun, Tim's in the backfield with him. Takes a high snap, fakes the handoff, facing pressure, going deep, looking for a man in the end zone, and it's incomplete as the Chargers were looking for a pass interference call, and I think they may have had a legitimate case there, as it looked like Brandon Wilson was draped all over
Aaron Wofford on the
Justin Freeman. Freeman really had no chance to catch that ball, but no flag is thrown. 3rd down and 5 with 6:34 to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 St. Lawrence. Chargers with the ball at the 22 after the brilliant fake punt call brought them into Vikings territory. 3rd and 5. Here's Hayden in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Fakes the handoff to Timms. Has a man open. Mekhi Elam just can't hold on as that pass was a little bit in front of him. And so that will bring up 4th down and 5, and you would think here from the 22 the Chargers will go for it as they went for it on 4th and 14 with the fake punt in their own territory to keep this drive alive. We'll see what they can do with just 5 yards to make here from the 22. Need to get to the 17 to keep this drive going.
The Chargers will go for it on 4th down.
Hayden once again in the shotgun formation. They've got Mekhi Eland in the slot. He was a big threat last week. Hayden takes the snap, facing immediate pressure, throws over the middle, looking for Eland. He made the catch. No, he did not. He had it on the ground briefly. Would have been short of the first down anyway. But what an effort there from Eland. So the Chargers not able to convert on 4th down. It will go back to St. Lawrence. So 1st and 10 for St. Lawrence at their own 22-yard line. Quarterback Quincy Wilson takes the snap up the middle for Nate Thomas. Thomas has room again, and he's all the way spinning near the 40-yard line. Forward progress is stopped at the 39.
For big yardage.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for St. Lawrence. As the Vikings have a 7-0 lead with just over 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. First and 10, ball is spotted at the 40. Another handoff to Thomas, and he has room again, close to a first down at about midfield, maybe a yard short.
Down by number 5, Tim Shannon.
Tim Shannon in on the tackle for the Chargers.
gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
Darius Wilson at quarterback for the Vikings. 4 wide receivers out there as Wilson's in the shotgun with the running back Thomas, who has been the star of the day thus far. And he's just a sophomore, so a sophomore duo in the backfield. They're going to give it on a jet sweep. No, it's a fake. And Wilson is able to pick up the first down into Charger territory at about the 43-yard line with 5:05 to play here in the first quarter.
Tackle was by Jordan Timms.
So 1st and 10 from the 43 of St. Joseph. 4:50 to play in the first quarter. Darius Wilson, the sophomore quarterback, in the shotgun formation with Thomas alongside him in the backfield. Wilson takes the snap, looking to his left, going deep, looking for Miles Scott. He has him at the 10, and he's not able to stay on his feet, but he lands at about the 7-yard line. Scott showing some speed there, gains separation, and Miles Scott picks up the first down. Scott, the junior, a young St. Laurence team, but plenty of talent as evidenced early here. 4:35 to play, first quarter, 7-0 St. Laurence, and they're inside the 10. An official timeout here. Or rather, it's going to be a timeout taken by St. Joseph.
Timeout, St. Joe's. Timeout.
Folks, I'd like to apologize. I had not been informed that this was a 6 p.m. kickoff. Of course, accustomed to a 7 or 7:30 p.m. kickoff, so my apologies for not informing everyone of that early enough. But if you are joining us, once again, I'd just like to offer my apologies. .431 to play here, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line for St. Laurence. Vikings already leading at 7-0.
Join the Viking Club, St. Lawrence High School's athletic booster club. Whether you are a former athlete, an alumnus, or simply a fan of the Vikings, you now have an opportunity to build on all of our recent success and help us defend the glory of the black and gold. You can choose from 4 membership levels for the Viking Club.
So 1st
Junior,
and goal
Viking Plus, and
from
Viking
the 7-yard line of St. Joseph.
At St. Lawrence High
St.
School
Lawrence leading at 7-0. Wilson in the shotgun, Thomas to his left, 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Wilson takes the snap, hands off for Thomas right. He has a crease, and he finds the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Touchdown run. Touchdown St. Lawrence. Touchdown Vikings.
So Nate Thomas has been the star thus far for St. Lawrence. A 50-yard touchdown just 1 minute and 5 seconds into this one, and now he scores the 2nd touchdown of the ballgame with 4:26 to play here in the first quarter, and it is 13-0 St. Lawrence. Well, it looked like the Chargers had a chance to swing the momentum with that fake punt, but then being stopped on 4th down in the red zone, gave it right back to St. Lawrence, and they march right down the field for the 7-yard rushing touchdown by Nate Thomas.
Liam McCarthy on to attempt the extra
Here's
point.
Liam McCarthy for the extra point. And once again, he nails it. That makes it 14-0 St. Lawrence. Here in the first quarter. 4:26 to play.
With 4:26 remaining in the first
Question
quarter,
is, can the Chargers get Caleb Hayden enough time in the pocket? This pass rush for St. Lawrence has been tenacious thus far. They have not sacked Hayden yet, but it's been tough to establish the running game for the Chargers. St. Lawrence wearing their usual black and gold uniforms. The black uniforms with the gold stripes, sort of a mustard gold, almost reminiscent of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Although the Vikings logo is almost identical to that of the Minnesota Vikings. Chargers in their all-white road uniforms with the red numbers and the black stripes going down the side, the black lightning bolts. And those also on the helmets for St. Joseph. Liam McCarthy will kick it off with 4:26 to play in the first quarter. 14-0 the score here in Burbank, Illinois.
Liam McCarthy
just southwest of the city of Chicago. The skyline beckoning in the distance of that great city as McCarthy will kick off here. Burgee and Javante Bright back deep. And once again, McCarthy with another touchback, so he has 2 extra points and 2 touchbacks. So Liam McCarthy, the senior kicker, looking impressive thus far. Chargers will start from their own 20-yard line, trailing 14-0 here with 4:26 to play in the first quarter. Hayden in the shotgun. Trajan Timms with him in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right as Makai Elam comes across the formation. Hayden fakes the handoff to him. He runs to the left and picks up maybe 2 yards there out to the 22.
Brought down by Brandon Wilson and Sean Harrison.
Brandon Wilson making the tackle for the Vikings.
Call it
second down and 7. They'll give him 3 yards on that first down carry. Hayden with a long run tonight of 23 yards. Certainly showed last week he can do it very well with his legs. Chargers come out with 3 wide receivers. 1 tight end. They bring Burgee across the formation. Fake the handoff to him. Speed option. The pitch to Timms from Hayden. And this is going to go for a loss as a flag comes flying. This could go even further back for holding.
There is a penalty marker on the field.
We'll see what this penalty is for. It is indeed holding going against the Chargers. That penalty will be declined with the tackle for loss.
Making it 3rd down.
The Vikings will take the tackle for loss rather than keeping it at 2nd down. So it'll be 3rd and 12 from the 18-yard line. Chargers need to get out to the 30 to keep this drive going. 3:34 to play first quarter, 14-0 St. Lawrence with the lead over St. Joe's after the 2 rushing touchdowns by Nate Thomas. Hayden in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. As now a brief timeout here as the Chargers make a substitution. Antonio Hardaway comes off the field. And Alfonso Adams will come on. My apologies for any wind or other noises from the elements coming here. We are up on the roof of the press box here at St. Lawrence. 3rd and 12. The snap to Hayden is a bit high. He fakes the handoff, facing immediate pressure, trying to hold on to the ball, and he's going to be sacked. Just about a yard loss there as Hayden nearly fumbled it. With 3:20 to play, it'll be 4th and long for the Chargers.
Including 63, Sean Burns. 4th and long for the Chargers.
3 minutes to play first quarter. 4th and 13. Chargers pinned back at their own 17-yard line. Kendall Spearman deep for the St. Lawrence Vikings. High snap on the punt, and it's a low punt from Caleb Hayden. It went off a St. Lawrence player, but nobody is there for St. Joseph. Spearman's able to pick it up, and he will be spun down at about the 43-yard line of St. Joseph. So what could have been a big opportunity for the Chargers, nobody there on the punt coverage after that hit a player on the back of his heel for St. Lawrence. But the Vikings will keep it, and they'll take over with 2:33 to play in the first quarter, leading 14-0. And great field position to start this drive at the 42-yard line of the Chargers. Wilson in the shotgun. Handoff here to Thomas. Thomas already with 2 touchdowns tonight, and he has a nice burst up the middle close to the first down marker.
Thomas, the ball carrier, brought down by
I'll say he's slightly short as a player is down for St. Lawrence with 22:22 remaining here in the first quarter. Both of these teams off to an 0-1 start this season. Last week, the Chargers had a chance on the road in Elmwood Park, but fell in the last couple of minutes
boys and girls in the crowd
at Elmwood Park.
Join us for a Viking visit. It's a great way
And
to
St. Lawrence last week lost 27-10 against Bennett. That game was played at Northern Illinois.
And see what
St. Lawrence off to a much better start here tonight with the quick 14-0 lead.
And arrange your Viking visit. Or better yet, have your parents do it for you.
So 14-0 is the score here at St. Lawrence, as the injured player now comes back to the sidelines for the Vikings.
Let's hear it for the injured Viking, Mason Sanders.
That is Mason Sanders, tight end and outside linebacker. Second and 1 from the 32-yard line. Darius Wilson back in the shotgun with Thomas behind him in the backfield. 3 wide receivers out there for the Vikings. They bring a man in motion. It's Miles Scott. He comes to the left of the formation. Wilson looking that way, now steps up in the pocket. He's going to run with it to the right side, has the first down and more. Makes a cutback at about the 22, now trying to get to the sideline, and steps out of bounds at the 19-yard line of the Chargers.
The quarterback keeper scampers out of bounds.
So he picks up 14 yards on the scramble on 3rd and 1, so it'll be 1st and 10 Vikings. On the 19-yard line of the Chargers.
A black wallet has been brought to the press booth. If you
1st and 10 from the 19-yard line.
Please come to the press box immediately. Check to make sure you have your wallet.
Wilson takes the snap, hands off for Thomas. Thomas being spun around in the backfield and brought down for a loss. And it looks like it was Antonio Hardaway who was in there to make the stop for the Chargers. Hardaway was all over the place last week at Elmwood Park. The transfer from St. Viator last season, also a member of the Chargers basketball team. As St. Lawrence will have it now at the 21-yard line of St. Joe's. 2nd down and 11. Minute to play here in the first quarter, 14-0 the score. St. Lawrence with the lead and threatening once again here. Wilson in the shotgun with Thomas to his right. They send Christian Flores in motion to the left of the formation. Wilson looking right, stepping up, throwing deep for the end zone. Has a man in the corner, but it's just overthrown out of the reach of Justin Kimber and out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and long.
Pass intended for Justin Kimber from Wilson. It falls incomplete.
So a big play here for the Chargers defense. Perhaps 2-down territory here from the 20. We'll see if St. Laurence and head coach Harold Blackman maybe try to pick up just a chunk of this 11 and then go for it on 4th down. Wilson in the shotgun takes the snap, looking to pass again. He'll go with the screen to Thomas. He's open, has some blockers. He's now at the 10. He's at the 5, and another touchdown for Nate Thomas. His 3rd of the game, a 20-yard, 22-yard screen pass touchdown with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. That's Thomas again. So the score now 20-0 with 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Liam McCarthy on for the extra point. He has made the first 2 and also has 2 touchbacks in this ball game. Snap is low. That kick is blocked. Great job by the Chargers there to get in there on the block. So the score will remain 20-0. So with 30 seconds remaining here, St. Laurence will kick off with that 20-0 lead. All 3 touchdowns by running back Nate Thomas. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown on the screen pass there. Took it 22 yards.
Thank you.
McCarthy on to kick off once again for St. Laurence. Already has those 2 touchbacks tonight. Impressive for a high school kicker. Burgee and Bright back deep for the Chargers. Here's McCarthy's kick, a beautiful one. Takes a bounce on the goal line for another touchback.
Touchback for the Chargers. The ball will be placed at the 20-yard line.
Well, I'm not sure if Liam McCarthy has a Division I leg, but certainly looks like somebody who has the ability to be a college kicker with 3 touchbacks in this ball game. But, of course, in high school, kicking off from the 40 as opposed to the 30 and the 35 rather in college and professional ranks. 1st and 10 here for St. Joe's from their own 20-yard line. And what an advantage it is for St. Laurence at the high school level to have McCarthy and put their opponents back at their own 20 almost every time. Hayden in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers out there. They bring Burgee in motion across the formation, fake the handoff. Hayden's going to take it on the run to the right, and he is cracked after a gain of 5.
On the keeper.
Big hit laid by Antoine Bryant. Bryant not too big at 5'8", 134 pounds, but boy, he really laid the lumber there on Caleb Hayden. They'll make it a gain of 6, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. At the end of 1, St. Laurence leading it 20-0. 3 touchdowns by running back Nate Thomas, 2 on the ground, 1 receiving touchdown. And St. Lawrence in control here early at home.
Once again, a friendly reminder about the Viking Club. It's your team, your impact. Through this unique club, members can control the impact.
Thank you for joining us tonight here on ArenaSportsNetChicago.com. We will bring you St. Joseph Chargers football all season long.
Athletic Advancement Fund. Your donation directly benefits our
Once again, like to apologize about the confusion over the kickoff time. Tonight's game started at 6 p.m.
Viking Junior. That's for alums who have graduated
rather than the typical 7:15 or 7:30 kickoff.
For $100, 2 passes for all home games, 1 Viking Club Dry Fit T-shirt, and 1 St. Lawrence Athletics alumni car window decal.
So the two teams will switch sides here for the second quarter as St. Joseph will now be moving from right to left, St. Lawrence from left to right.
For $500, 8 passes for all home.
The head coach for the St. Lawrence team, Harold Blackman, has been doing an outstanding job with this program. But then this season, the Vikings bring on as a special advisor Frank Lenti, who was the head coach at Mount Carmel for so many years, the all-time win leader, as Hayden throws over the middle. It's intercepted by Kendall Spearman, and he is going to take this back for 6 points to make it 26-0 St. Lawrence on the first play of the second quarter.
About a 30-yard touchdown, pick 6. Touchdown Vikings.
Well, it looked like the Chargers were trying to throw over the middle. Route was jumped by Spearman, and he had an easy path to the end zone for 6 points. Liam McCarthy on for the extra point.
Liam McCarthy is on to attempt extra point.
McCarthy 2 for 3 thus far on the extra point, although the third one was blocked. Not really his fault for the miss there. High snap on this one, but the kick is straight through to make it 27-0 St. Lawrence.
27, St. Joe's nothing.
As the planes fly over us from nearby Midway Airport here in Burbank, Illinois, southwest of the city of Chicago. A 27-0 lead for St. Lawrence here in the second quarter.
For information about free injury screenings at any of our ATI locations. Don't just recover, conquer. Let's go, Vikings.
Liam McCarthy will once again kick it off. Javante Bright and Amir Burgi back deep for the Chargers.
Liam McCarthy will kick off to resume our game.
McCarthy will kick off from the 40-yard line. He's had a touchback on every one of his kicks thus far. And this is another nice boot by McCarthy. Takes a bounce at the 1-yard line into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers will once again start at their own 20-yard line. The last possession, a interception taken back to the house for a pick 6 by St. Lawrence's Kendall Spearman. And the score is 27-0 with 11:52 to play here in the second quarter. First and 10, St. Joseph, as the St. Laurence student section playing the song Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. Interesting performance there as this handoff is up the middle for a gain of 1 for the Chargers.
Gain of 1 for the St. Joe's runner. Brought down by a number of Vikings, including Antoine Bryant.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for St. Joe's. They trail it 27-0 with 11:20 to play here in the second quarter. The unfortunate fact of being in the Chicago Catholic League is sometimes these crossover games lead to tough matchups for the Chargers. St. Laurence with a much larger roster than this St. Joseph team. Hayden in the shotgun. 2 backs with him in the backfield. Hayden will quick pitch it out to Burgee. Burgee cuts back. Had a little bit of space for a moment, but he's still going to go down for a loss of 2, and Spearman made the tackle in the backfield. 3rd and 12 here for the Chargers from their own 18-yard line. So the 3rd and long play here for the Chargers. Hayden in the shotgun. Takes a high snap. Facing immediate pressure. Able to avoid it. Throws it over the middle. Nobody there for the Chargers. Was looking for Mekhi Elan, but pass ended up well short of Elan. So it'll be 4th and long for St. Joe's.
For the visiting Chargers of Westchester.
And Kendall Spearmint will be back deep to return the punt here for St. Laurence. Already with the interception return for a touchdown. Caleb Hayden deep to punt for the Chargers, standing right around his own 6-yard line. He takes the snap, and this punt is blocked. And it's picked up inside the 5-yard line. It was recovered by Aaron Wofford inside the 5. So St. Lawrence already leading at 27-0, and now with a chance to punch it in once again here with 9:54 to play in the second quarter. Darius Wilson in the shotgun. Nate Thomas with him in the backfield. Thomas already with 3 touchdowns tonight. And pre-stat motion, false start.
False start on the Vikings.
Going against St. Lawrence. That'll push them back 5 yards. So it will be first and goal from the 10.
For the Vikes.
Wilson in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, tight end to the right of the formation. Wilson takes the snap, hands off to Thomas on the right side. Thomas is brought down for a loss as a flag comes flying. Hardaway made the stop there. This could go back for holding. Let's see.
There's a penalty marker on the field.
Holding is indeed the call, so that will push St. Lawrence 10 yards further back to the 20-yard line of St. Joseph, and it will be first and goal from the 20.
10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And they'll say it was 10 yards from the spot of
It's
the
still
foul,
first
so they
and
actually bring it
goal
back to the
for
17.
the
So first and goal from the 17-yard line. Pistol formation for St. Lawrence. Thomas behind Wilson. Now he moves to his left. Wilson takes the snap, looking to pass here. Trying to throw the screen. It's intercepted. Antonio Hardaway has it at the 30. He's at the 35-40. Hardaway is brought down finally by the quarterback, Darius Wilson, as a flag comes flying late.
Hardaway returns it back out to midfield.
We'll see what this flag is for.
There's a penalty marker on the field.
And it was a sideline warning against St. Lawrence.
This is their first sideline warning. There is no walk-off.
So there's no official penalty there, but the interception by Hardaway gives the Chargers the ball at midfield. They trail 27-0 with 9:34 left to play in the first half. If they're going to make a run in this one, this would be a drive they got to score on. First offensive possession, they were down at the 22-yard line of the Vikings, but were stopped on fourth down. Hayden in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Timms on the right side. Timms able to spin his way to the sideline. He's at the 35. Now he's pushed out at about the 30-yard line of St. Lawrence, and Trajan Timms picks up 20 yards. An impressive run there by Timms in just his second game as the starter at running back for this Charger program. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line of St. Lawrence. Hayden in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the Chargers. Hayden takes snap, fakes the handoff to Eland, and hands for Timms. Picks up maybe 3 yards there on first down.
Trajan Timms. Brought down by Van Williams.
So 2nd and 7 for the Chargers in St. Lawrence territory at the 27-yard line of the Vikings. This drive set up by the interception and return by Antonio Hardaway. Stepped in front of a screen pass from the defensive line. Hayden takes the snap in the shotgun. Play action fake. Trying to throw out to the left and brought down for a loss there is Malik Mason.
That's complete to Zuriel Mason. Tackled by Brandon Wilson.
I'll make it 3rd down and 8. They did give Mason some forward progress there as he was brought down all the way past the 35. So 3rd down and 8 for the Chargers at the 28-yard line of the Vikings. 8:04 to play, 27-0 the score here at St. Lawrence. Hayden takes the snap. Play action fake. Throws over the middle. And that pass was deflected, but Makai Eland was wide open there. Just a little bit more loft on that pass, and it could have been 6 points for the Chargers. 4th down and 8 for St. Joseph. So a must-have 4th down for the Chargers here with 7:42 to play in the first half. One receiver to the left, 2 to the right, rather 3 to the right for the Chargers with Trajan Timms in the backfield. They move Burgee to the left of the formation. Hayden looking right, stepping up in the pocket, fakes out a man. He's going to throw on the run, has a man open for a touchdown. Chargers. It is Justin Freeman scoring in the end zone. A flag is down, though.
Number 13, Makai Eland for a Charger touchdown.
Rather, that was Mike Green. Mike Green who made the catch there, number 13 for the Chargers. But what is the penalty for here? Is this coming back? Unsportsmanlike conduct against St. Lawrence. The touchdown will go on the board. So Mike Green gets the Chargers on the board
penalty will be enforced on the ensuing
to make it 27-6. .7:33 to play here in the second quarter. 27-6 is the score. Chargers will go for two here. No, actually, Brandon Pickett's out to kick the extra point. Caleb Hayden is the holder.
Brandon Pickett on to attempt the extra point.
Snap is good, hold is good, kick is low and misses wide left. That will make it 27-6 with 7:33 to play here in the second quarter.
ATI Physical Therapy is proud to support St. Lawrence.
As Mike Green found himself wide open there after Caleb Hayden kept the play alive with his legs. And it gets the Chargers on the board in a 27-6 ball game.
ATI also serves the entire Lawrence community by providing physical therapy, hand therapy, working conditioning, hardening, and functional capacity assessments. ATI, conquer.
So 7:33 to play, a 21-point lead for the St. Lawrence Vikings. For St. Lawrence, their head coach Harold Blackman in his 7th season at St. Lawrence. Played for Leo High School and then was a starter at defensive back for Northwestern.
If you can describe it to us, what's inside, you can have it back. Come to the press box to claim your wallet. St. Joe's kicks off to resume our game.
Here's the kickoff. St. Lawrence will start with it at their own 36-yard line after the return by Braylon Johnson.
Brought down by number 55, Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown made the tackle for the Chargers. So 21-point lead for St. Lawrence. They'll start with it on their own 37-yard line.
Where did we kick that from?
St. Lawrence starting at their own 36 with the 21-point lead. Wilson takes the snap, hands for Thomas. Thomas up the middle, able to scoot his way to about the 45-yard line. So a pickup of 8. Anthony Brown in on the tackle. Second down and 2.
Second and 2.
Wilson in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Thomas joins him in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Thomas. Nothing doing there, as initially in on the stop was Trajan Timms. So it'll be 3rd down and 2.
Credit the tackle to Eduardo Barriga.
Third and 2 with 6.5 minutes to play in this first half. 27-6, the lead for St. Lawrence. They have it on their own 45. Quarterback Darius Wilson takes the snap, hands for Thomas, and he's able to push his way forward for a first down. Was initially stopped, but he put his head down and kept driving and was able to pick up that first down.
It's good enough for a St. Laurence first down.
Looked like Jordan Timms was a bit shaken up on that play, but he will stay on the field for the Chargers.
First and 10.
Usual set here for St. Lawrence. First and 10 at right about midfield, their own 49. Wilson takes the snap, facing some pressure up the middle. That pass is deflected and lands harmlessly over the middle, incomplete.
Pass falls, incomplete.
Good immediate pressure coming up the middle there from the Chargers from Antonio Hardaway and also Malik Mason. Second down and 10 for St. Lawrence.
Second and 10 for the Norsemen.
Wilson takes the snap, facing pressure on the blitz, throws over the middle. It's complete near the first down marker to Lewis Bond.
On the reception. Tackled by Tim Shannon.
And Tim Shannon made the stop just short of the first down marker. Third down and a 1 for the Vikings. Wilson in the shotgun. Thomas alongside him in the backfield. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Wilson will hand to Thomas on the right side. Thomas trying to get to the sideline. Stiff arms a man. He's at the 20. He's at the 15 along the sideline, and he's finally brought down inside the 10-yard line at the 7.
Rolls down inside the 10-yard line.
So a big gain for Nate Thomas. And St. Lawrence threatening once again here. First and goal from the 7 with 5:02 to play in the first half. Wilson in the shotgun, two receivers to his left, one to the right. Wilson takes the snap, hands off for Johnson. Johnson to the left, trying to juke out a man, looking for that corner pylon. Is he able to get there? No, he's just short, marked out of bounds at about the half-yard line.
Nudged out of bounds just before the goal line.
So it'll be second and goal from the half-yard line.
Ball will be spotted inside the 1-yard line.
Quarterback Darius Wilson in the shotgun, but two backs right behind him. They split out. Thomas to his left now. And flags come flying. Looks like it could be another false start. And they'll say this time it's encroachment against St. Joseph.
Half the distance to the goal line.
This will move the ball even closer to about the quarter of a yard line. The nose of the football is really about an inch from the goal line here. Wilson in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to Thomas. Thomas is stopped short. Nice stop at the goal line there by the Chargers. Anthony Brown was in there. So it'll be third and goal from the 1. Chance for a goal line stand here for the Chargers defense, and it would be huge after the Chargers offense just got on the board. 4:20 to play, 27-6, and the Vikings threatening here on third and goal. Wilson takes the shotgun snap, hands for Thomas on the right side, and he's able to barrel his way into the end zone. It looked like he was stopped initially, but he found a small crease and dove into the end zone to make it 33-6. St. Lawrence with 4:08 to play.
Our whole defense is letting them run too better. They're not making the
Back on to kick the extra point is Liam McCarthy with just over 4 minutes to play in this first half.
Liam McCarthy is on to attempt the point after.
McCarthy's
The
kick
kick
is
is
up and good. He is 4 for 5 on the night
With
on
4:08
extra
remaining
points.
in the second quarter. The first half score is now Vikings 34.
So the Chargers will get the ball back, trailing by 28, 34-6 with 4:08 to play in this first half.
There's a white vehicle with the license plate TRUDAT, Trudat. You are blocking a gate. Please move it.
4:08 to play the first half, and one of the more interesting public address announcements there is a car with the license plate Trudat is blocking a gate here at St. Lawrence. So always a fan of those novelty license plates. As a Southwest flight goes above my head just now as this kickoff is taken at the 5 by Amir Bergy. Bergy trying to find some room, but he's brought down inside the 20. As I mentioned earlier, St. Lawrence located right near Midway Airport here in Burbank.
Amir Berge on the return.
A view of the skyline to the northeast of Chicago. Burbank just outside the city limits. 4:03 to play where the Chargers will take over. First and 10
Ball is spotted at the
on their own 17-yard line.
For the visiting St. Joe Chargers.
Caleb Hayden in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Trajan Timms with him in the backfield. They fake the handoff to Timms. Hayden's going to run with it to the right. Broke a tackle, trying to get near the sideline, and he's still going to be brought down for a loss.
Out of bounds by number 8, Antoine Bryant.
It was Antoine Bryant who made the stop there. Second down and 10. Hayden in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his right. They send a man in motion. They give to Bergy, and he is stopped for a loss. 3 St. Lawrence players in there.
Williams in
Looked like Van Williams got there first.
With Kendall Spearman.
Just over 3 minutes to play in the first half. 3rd and 12 for the Chargers, trailing at 34-6. Hayden in the shotgun once again. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Trajan Timms with him in the backfield. As the Chargers will take their time here. And a timeout will be taken by St. Lawrence.
Timeout, St. Lawrence. Timeout, Vikings.
That is the first timeout of the half for St.
Attention all
Lawrence.
Elementary school students, we have open houses coming up in the next couple of months. Please check our website for all the information about our exciting open houses. If you can't wait for the open house, why not come in for a Viking visit? Contact Joe Spano, or have your parents contact Joe Spano. They'll make arrangements for you to spend a whole day here at St. Laurence High School and see what all the buzz is about. You'll see the place where leadership begins. Come and see St. Laurence High School in beautiful Burbank, Illinois.
2:30 to play in the first half, 3rd down and 12. Here from St. Lawrence. I'd like to apologize once again. 6 o'clock kickoff tonight. Not the usual 7:15, 7:30. But we did get on air in time, and this game started on time. Of course, the sophomore game will be tomorrow morning. Hayden will take the snap on 3rd and 12. Has a man deep. Looking down there for Mike Green. Incomplete pass interference, though, as Green was tackled at the 40-yard line by Braylon Johnson. So this will be a first down for the Chargers. Mike Green had his man beat, and Mike Green already has 1 touchdown in this game.
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot.
15-yard penalty.
For a first down, Chargers.
So first down for St. Joe's with 2:23 to play in the first half. Ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line of St. Joseph, where it'll be 1st and 10 Chargers. Hayden in the shotgun. Timms behind him in the backfield. 4 wide receivers split out for St. Joe's, 2 to each side. They bring Burgee in motion across the formation. Fake the handoff to him. They'll give to Timms up the middle. Nothing doing there as a host of Vikings are in on the stop at the line of scrimmage. Maybe half a yard there. They will give him a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. 2 minutes left to play in this first half. 34-6, St. Lawrence with the lead. They led this one 27-0. Chargers struck back with a touchdown pass from Caleb Hayden and Mike Green, but St. Lawrence came back and responded with another Nate Thomas touchdown. Hayden on play action, rolling out to his right, looking downfield, throws deep, has a man. Incomplete. It was just on the fingertips of Brandon Pickett and out of bounds.
Incomplete.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 with 1:32 to play in the first half. 2 timeouts left for both teams.
3rd and 9.
Hayden in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Takes the snap, facing some pressure, throws over the middle, looking for Amir Burgee. It's deflected by Brandon Wilson and incomplete. That'll make it 4th and 9 with 1:28 left in the first half. Chargers at their own 31-yard line. Hayden will take the snap. He's going to fake the punt and run with it. He's got some room to the 35, but he's tripped up just short of the first down marker. The Chargers already have had one successful fake punt in this one, but it was stopped at about the 38-yard line, and that's where St. Lawrence will start with it. The 38-yard line of St. Joe's with the 34-6 lead with 1:23 to play in the half. Darius Wilson in the shotgun, a back to each side, and timeout is called by St. Joe's.
There is a timeout on the field. Timeout St. Joseph. Timeout Chargers.
So a 28-point lead for the St. Lawrence Vikings here at home in Burbank. Just to the south of Midway Airport here in Chicago, or just outside of Chicago, rather. As St. Lawrence will start with it on the 39. 1st and 10. Wonder how aggressive St. Lawrence will be here with the 28-point lead. The Chargers did, or rather the Vikings received the opening kickoff as a penalty flag comes flying. There's been a lot of illegal motion and false start penalties called on St. Lawrence tonight. And this time, though, it's an illegal substitution called against the Chargers. That will move the ball up 5 yards.
Illegal substitution. Too many men on the field before the snap. 5-yard penalty on St. Joe's.
So St. Lawrence will have it at the 34-yard line of the Chargers. Darius Wilson in the shotgun. And another flag comes flying.
There's a penalty marker on the field. Dead ball.
Encroachment on the Chargers, so
Defense.
2 penalties give St. Lawrence 10 yards and a first down to the 28-yard line of the Chargers. Still 1:23 on the clock, and the Vikings have moved 10 yards without a second coming off of that clock. Wilson in the shotgun, in between 2 backs, takes the snap, looking to pass, trying to find a man downfield, and wide open was Miles Scott, but the pass is well overthrown as quarterback Darius Wilson puts his hands on his head as he knows he missed a wide open touchdown there from the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Wilson in the shotgun, rolling out to his right, facing some pressure, trying to find a man, and it's overthrown as he was looking again for Miles Scott.
From Darius Wilson, it falls incomplete.
Scott, the junior.
3rd down.
Darius Wilson, just a sophomore, starting at quarterback at 6'1", 185 pounds. 3rd and 10 for St. Lawrence. And stop
There is a
once again
timeout
as St.
on the
Lawrence
field.
calls a timeout.
Timeout, St. Lawrence.
1:11 to play here in the
Timeout,
first half.
Vikings.
3rd down and 10 for the Vikings in Charger territory at the 28-yard line. With 1:11 to play in this first half.
Well, what? It makes him feel like he has a bigger dick or something?
So 3rd and 10. As the sun starts to come down here in Burbank. Wilson in the shotgun. Thomas beside him in the backfield. They bring Scott in motion, fumbled snap, and Wilson's going to be brought down for a loss.
Quarterback keeper loses a
So
yard or
now
two.
it'll be 4th and 11
It'll be 4th down.
from the 31-yard line.
Officials timeout.
Official timeout here. Interesting spot here for St. Lawrence, perhaps 2-down territory from the 31 on 4th and 13, though. Definitely too deep for just about any high school kicker, so, and at the 31, not going to punt it, so they might as well go for it here on 4th and 13. 34-6 the score with just under a minute to play in this first half. Oh, my goodness. Another timeout is called by St. Lawrence.
There is a timeout on the field. Timeout.
That will
St.
be
Lawrence.
their final timeout
Timeout, Vikings.
of the first half, as they will try to draw up a play here on this 4th and 13. Interesting to see what St. Lawrence will do here on 4th and 13. Might be a situation where they could go to a screen pass. Had success with that earlier in this ball game. Turf field here at St. Lawrence High School. Looks like the field turf surface. And here's the 4th and 13 with 59 seconds to play in the first half. Wilson takes the shotgun snap, rolling to his right. Trying to find a man downfield. Wide open is Miles Scott. Makes the leaping catch for the touchdown. 31-yard touchdown pass.
Miles Scott. A 31-yard touchdown pass. From Darius Wilson.
With 53 seconds left in the first half, that will make it 40-6, St. Lawrence. As Miles Scott got behind the coverage, ball was a little bit underthrown, but he made the leaping catch in the end zone for the touchdown. Liam McCarthy back on for the extra point.
Liam McCarthy is on to attempt the extra point.
McCarthy now 5 for 6 on extra points tonight. That makes the score 41-6 with 53 seconds to play in the half. Just been a tough night for the Chargers. Again, playing against a much larger team in St. Lawrence. The price they sometimes have to pay being in the Chicago Catholic League, going up against much larger schools. So it'll be Liam McCarthy to kick off here for St. Lawrence.
Liam McCarthy kicks off.
He's had a touchback every time. On all 5 of his kickoffs thus far. Here is his 6th. And this is a squib kick. And it's touched by the Chargers, recovered by St. Lawrence at the 35-yard line.
Looking for a signal.
With 50 seconds to play in the first half. And you have to say here, with a 35-point lead, doing a squib kick, not a great look for St. Lawrence. Remember a similar occasion last year when Brother Rice was leading by about 30 points, called a trick play. Well, now with the 35-point lead, St. Lawrence will take over with 50 seconds to play from the 35-yard line. Wilson in the shotgun. Perhaps the Chargers can use this as some motivation as Wilson's looking deep, rolling to his left, facing pressure from Malik Mason. He's going to run with it now, and he is brought down near the sideline, out of bounds at about the 29.
Shoved out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain.
They'll mark him at the 30, so it'll be 2nd down and 5. Darius Wilson in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Wilson takes the snap, facing immediate pressure, throws a screen pass for Thomas. Thomas is short of the first down with 30 seconds to play in the first half.
Screen pass caught by Nate Thomas.
Now down to 25. Clock running here on 3rd and 1. Wilson lines up in the shotgun with 20 seconds left. And he fumbles the snap. Still has time, rolling to his right. And he is going to be sacked. He is brought down at the 35-yard line with 12.5 seconds. And that will be the final play of this first half. And the score, the St. Lawrence Vikings 41 and the St. Joseph Chargers 6.
Vikings 41. St. Joe.
About the
6.
worst first half that the Chargers could ask for. They trail by 35. We will be back with the second half here on ArenaSportsNetChicago.com. Thank you for joining us tonight.